This is the network service of the NTA.
It is the task of Ndlea to stop all this unacceptable nonsense of drug abuse, drug trafficking in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country we have. We cannot fold our arms. We can, will, and must eliminate the drug scourge.
Research and planning has been identified as key elements in both individual and organizational success. Thus, the Directorate of Planning, Research and Statistics was created last year to give a leap to the activities of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. This is Ndlea Today, your weekly guide on the exploits of the Ndlea. We're so glad to have you join us once again. On this episode of the program, our searchlight will be on the Directorate of Planning, Research and Statistics, while our Risking It All segment will be on another drug baron that has been declared wanted by the agency. Executive summary, news highlight, and wider updates will also come your way. And that's if you remain with us throughout the program. So why not? Let's go on this ride together.
On the news highlights for this week's episode of Ndlea Today.
Huriwa names Ndlea boss Buba Marwa Man of the Year. Grandma, pregnant woman, others in Ndlea's net over 5,527.15 kilogram of meth skunk. Ndlea boss Mara bags UAE Special Recognition Award. The leading and foremost civil rights advocacy group, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, has named the chairman chief executive of the Ndlea, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Mara, retired CON OFR, the Human Rights Man of the Year for 2022. Huriwa, in a statement in lieu of the December 10 International Human Rights Day, described Marwa as the most influential Nigerian in 2022, adding that he is one person who has officially and personally affected the news and lives more than any other Nigerian from whatever standpoint one looks at it. The statement, signed by Huriwa's national coordinator, Comrade Emmanuel Onwubiko, further revealed the many areas Ndlea has been seen to be blazing the trail in drug law enforcement and how the approach adopted by the Marwa-led administration is winning the confidence of Nigerians both at home and in diaspora. Within 24 months, his plans are taking shape, and it is obvious to the public that he and his management team are caught in a historic moment and process of rebuilding Ndlea into an institution that will stand the test of time. Again, the seizure of a massive crack cocaine haul in September, which was described by the spokesperson of the agency as the biggest singular cocaine seizure in the history of Nigeria's premier anti-narcotic agency, tells volumes about the new life Marwa has breathed into the agency. No doubt, in the country where issues are profoundly politicized and achievements of public officers viewed with distrust and x-rayed for ulterior motives, Huriwa stated that Marwa has proven to be an exception. While informing that the award investiture will be done at a later date before the year ends, Huriwa calls for stakeholders to support the commitment and will of the Marwa-led administration in helping the agency continue rising to the challenge of its mandate in eliminating illicit drugs and psychotropic substances. A 60-year-old grandmother and a pregnant woman who were among those arrested during interdiction operations in which 5,527.15 kilograms of meth and cannabis sativa, as well as 1,332,090 tablets of tramadol and 2,000 bottles of codeine were recovered by operators of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) across 5 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in the past week. The grandma, Mrs. Binoshun Sandra Esther, was arrested in Ibadan, Oyo State, in a follow-up operation following the seizure of 5.5 kilograms of loud variant of cannabis imported into the country from South Africa. The consignment, which she claimed was sent to her by her daughter, was concealed in 2 giant speakers as part of a consolidated cargo that arrived at the narco import shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, on board an Air Peace airline flight. In a related development, NDLEA operatives also on Saturday 26 November intercepted 1.4 kilograms of meth concealed inside custard tins packed among cosmetics and foodstuffs going to Brazil via Doha on a Qatar Airway flight. A cargo agent, Salako Omolara Fausat, who brought the bag containing the illicit drug to the airport, and an intending passenger to Brazil, Ayawu Christian, who was to travel with the consignment, were promptly arrested. Another attempt by a freight agent, Adebisi Aina Hafsat, to export 3,000 tablets of tramadol concealed in motor spare parts to Banjul, Gambia through the narco export shed, was equally thwarted by operatives who seized the consignment and arrested her on Monday 28 November, while a follow-up operation to Ebutemeta area of Lagos the following day, Tuesday 29 November, led to the arrest of the actual owner, Afam Chibuike Stanley, who is a spare parts seller. This was followed by the seizure of 100,000 tablets of Royal brand of tramadol 200 milligrams with a gross weight of 68.90 kilograms imported from Karachi, Pakistan on an Ethiopian airline at the Sako import shed. Meanwhile, no fewer than 2,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup were seized in a commercial bus by operatives on Friday 2nd December along Lokoja-Abuja Expressway. In Rivers State, operatives on Saturday 3rd December arrested a 29-year-old pregnant woman, Katie Binabo, with 34.4 kilograms of cannabis sativa in Okrika area of the state. The Chairman Chief Executive of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired CON OFR, has however directed that she be granted administrative bail pending when she's delivered of her baby and thereafter returned for her prosecution, because at the time of her arrest she was in her 9th month of pregnancy. In Ondo State, 241 bags of the psychoactive substance with a gross weight of 3,133 kilograms were recovered from a building at Ilale Kashu, Owo, on Tuesday 29th November. At least 507.9 kilograms of cannabis were also seized during a raid at the hideout of a fleeing drug dealer in Mushi area of Lagos on Thursday 1st December. In Cross River, 53 jumbo bags of cannabis sativa weighing 567.05 kilograms were seized from 3 suspects: Basi Boniface Eyibio, Efyong Akaba Etam, and Ungbong Raymond at Mpara Junction, Udupani local government area on Thursday 1st December, while conveying the consignment in a bus marked CKK 74AA. Operatives equally arrested another suspect, Ali Mohammed Mohammed along Potiskum Damaturu Road after they found 29,090 tablets of tramadol in his personal Honda car marked ABC 914 RW coming from Gombe to Damaturu, Yobe State. While commending the officers and men of the MMIA, Rivers, Ondo, Lagos, Cross River and Yobe commands of the agency for the arrests and seizures, General Marwa charged them and their counterparts across other formations to continue to step up their offensives against drug cartels. It was another moment of honor for the Chairman Chief Executive of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, as his exemplary leadership was once again applauded by the United Arab Emirates through an award of special recognition. The occasion, which was graced by eminent guests, include the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Ibrahim Ali Pantami. On hand to receive the award on behalf of General Marwa was his adorable wife, Hajia Munira Marwa. For the UAE Ambassador, His Excellency Dr. Fahad Al-Tafak. The award is in appreciation of all that the agency under the current leadership has done in ensuring that trafficking of illicit drugs from Nigeria to UAE was greatly reduced. He further assured the NDLEA of the continuous support of his home country in the drug war.
The Chairman Chief Executive of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, has emerged as the leadership person of the year 2022. Although the agency has been in existence for over 3 decades, its impact has been largely nominal while its operations was in shambles. The use of drugs and psychoactive substance among the populace was at 14.4%, way above the global average of 5.6%. In fact, before the appointment of General Marwa as the new helmsman, many Nigerians were of the view that the agency should be scrapped. The last 22 months have been very eventful, with an unprecedented arrest, seizure, and convictions, thereby renewing the interest of all and sundry in the NDLEA. In the last 22 months, the NDLEA has been undergoing a reform process that has resulted in the arrest of many drug lords and their cartels. The reforms are not limited to NDLEA's activities. They include the laws that established the agency and other legislations that are the basis for the country's drug control efforts. Cumulatively, the reforms have given the agency a dynamic drug control framework in which prevention and treatment are now entrenched. The NDLEA exploits since early last year have not gone unnoticed and unappreciated, as awards, commendations, and honors have been pouring in for the agency and its charismatic leader. The leadership person of the year was one of the latest honors bestowed on the NDLEA's helmsman for providing purposeful leadership for the nation's anti-drug efforts.
Yes, it's true. Drugs are a vice in our society, costing lives and huge economic losses. But the story is not the same because the game has changed. It's a red card for drugs in Nigeria. There is a new sheriff in town. Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa is moving hard and fast with full speed and precision to rid the country of the drug scourge. NDLEA Today is a program that gives you a front seat in understanding the highs and lows, the laws of drug enforcement in the country. Join us
Every Monday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. on the network service of the NTA, Africa's largest TV network.
NDLEA Today. Don't miss it.
the decision by the Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa retired-led administration at the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to create a full-fledged directorate to oversee the issue of planning, research and statistics underscores the importance of the directorate to the organization's operations. Thus, the various successes recorded so far by the agency are products of proper planning and execution. The Directorate of Planning, Research and Statistics is saddled with the core responsibility of providing direction for the agency's activities through the provision of necessary data and plans required for a successful drug war. The three components of planning, research and statistics are units that carry out the various functions of the Directorate. For the Director overseeing the Directorate, the leadership provided by General Marwa is the needed tonic necessary for turning the tide against the drug lords, as his coming led to a turnaround in the fortune of the agency.
They say leaders are born, leaders are made. To get a focused leader, it has to be somebody who has brought on himself. You see, the new leadership of Ndlea has been tested and proven. In Lagos State, today we still have what we call Keke Marwa, born out of the passion to change the society. If it's in Lagos today, it's like a king from the palace of England is in Lagos. Borno State, he was there. South Africa, he was there. And so many other places. When you have his focus, he has a vision, and above all, he has a passion for the job. He is one person. The leadership of this agency is one person. If you are feeling headache, he would rather feel he should be the one to feel. He will empathize and sympathize with you and make sure that that headache goes away. That's the type of leadership we have on ground. The drug war in Nigeria must be fought to eliminate the drug scourge. That is his slogan. Whatever it will take him to fight the drug war, he is ready. And once you see your father ready to fight the war, you as the children, what are you waiting for? You join him. Then again, the welfare. He doesn't join with anything. Well, as soon as he came on board, most of us who were stagnated for years on one spot, and there were vacancies, said the first thing to do is to make sure that these people whose morale is low must be pepped up. Harmonize people who were stagnated, promoted people who need to be promoted. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ndlea, has declared
an Abuja-based notorious drug lord and ex-convict, Ibrahim Momo, popularly known as Ibrahim Bendel, wanted. A statement by the agency's spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, stated that the drug lord, who escaped from prison custody to return to his criminal trade, had 81 jumbo bags of cannabis weighing 1,278 kilograms recovered from his warehouse when operatives stormed the area in Abuja. According to Babafemi, although the fleeing drug dealer is still at large, his 55-year-old Ghanaian accomplice and storekeeper Richard Forsen has however been arrested. Ibrahim Momo was first arrested on November 27, 2014 with the same substance weighing 385.1 kilograms, prosecuted, convicted and sentenced to 7.5 years in prison on the 22nd of April 2020, but escaped from jail after 3 months. The resolve of the agency in ensuring that all those involved in the drug business will not go unpunished is the reason why we always admonish that you risk losing everything to the underworld of the illicit drug business. A word is enough for the wise. Vice-Chancellor, Lagos State University, LASU, Ojo, Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello, along with Ndlea officials, launched WADA Club in the institution. Delta State Command takes WADA sensitization lecture to the Delta State University, Abraka. Niger State Command collaborates with Kotangora Zonal Education Office as WADA lecture is organized, and Walk Against Drug Abuse to sensitize teachers in Kotangora's zone also takes place.
Don't do drugs, so don't try it though. He go choke you when you start it to stop, it no go easy. As you dey drag am go, he dey drag you down. Water come out from my eyes, oh, when I remember the guys, oh. Hey, many of them kicking bucket, oh, some cartoons like it, oh. Make we no forget, oh, but they talk it, oh, say. Don't do drugs. Rock up your see body, oh. Rock up push your busy body. If you die, you go sad, oh. Oh yeah, help me tell somebody. Say, rock up your see body, oh. The body, oh. The body, oh.
This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
Do you know that a person can overdose on inhalants? An overdose occurs when a person uses too much of a drug and has a toxic reaction that results in serious, harmful symptoms or death. These symptoms can cause seizures and coma. They can even be deadly. Many solvents and aerosol sprays are highly concentrated, meaning they contain a large amount of chemicals with a lot of active ingredients. Sniffing these products can cause the heart to stop within minutes. Do you know that inhalants can cause addiction? Repeated use of inhalants can lead to a form of substance use disorder, SUD, known as addiction. And SUD develops when continued use of the drug causes issues such as health problems and failure to meet responsibilities at work, school, or home.
Now let's take your questions. Marcel Bulus in Yola Adamawa wrote, can you make me know why marijuana should remain illegal in Nigeria? Here is your answer. Legalizing marijuana will simply increase its use, especially among the youth, and lead to more medical emergencies as a result of getting high. Revenue from legislation also falls far short of the cost in increased hospital visits, addiction treatment, environmental damage, crime, workplace accidents, and loss of productivity. Marijuana use harms the user physically and mentally, and its use should be discouraged, not legalized. The next question is from Ifoma George. He sent this in from Warri, Delta State. Here is the question. What's the worst form of addiction? Here is your answer. Addiction comes in many different forms, and there is no worse addiction. Yes, there are more deadly addictions. For example, an addiction to alcohol or heroin is more deadly and dangerous than an addiction to video games. However, all addictions can have a substantial negative impact on the individual suffering from the addiction and impact them and their loved ones in a variety of ways. Thanks for sending in your messages. We hope to get more from you. Don't forget, the medium is Ndlea Today at ndlea.gov.ng or ndleatoday@gmail.com. Once again, thank you. The feedback segment completes our offering this week. Please keep a date with us. Same time next week for a fresh episode of the program. Until then, it's bye for now.